Hey everybody, good afternoon. If you're on the East Coast or hopefully you're having a great day wherever you're calling in from or listening from, welcome to the In the Stacks info session. I'm Amelia Cachapero, she, her, sha, TCG's Director of Grant Making Programs. I'm calling from the ancestral home and the stolen land of many indigenous people, including the Lenni Lenape people, in the city that's also known as Manhattan. I'm a brown-skinned Filipina with short black hair, black glasses. I'm wearing a green sweater, and behind me is a blue wall. I'm gonna pass the baton here to my colleagues. Big.
Thank you, Amelia. Hi, everybody. My name is Big Raksak Gongseng. I'm TCG's Assistant Director of Grant Making Programs. My pronouns are she and they. I am calling today from the land stewarded by many, including the Lenape people. I'm a brown-skinned Thai immigrant with black, long, beautiful hair, wearing a maroon jumpsuit. I'm in my office right now. So I'm going to pass it on to my colleague, Erin.
Thank you, Big. Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Salvi. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm one of the co-publishers of TCG Books along with Kathy Sova. I'm calling from the traditional homelands of the Dakota people, also known as Minneapolis, from a hotel room, since I'm just visiting the city briefly. I am a white woman with medium-length dark brown curly hair, wearing a pinkish sweater. It's nice to meet you all, and I will pass it over to Andy.
Hello, my name is Andy Boyd. I'm calling in from the historic homeland of the Lenape people. I'm the marketing coordinator in the books department here at TCG. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm a white man with dark hair and a beard and a patterned shirt, and I'm sitting in front of some paintings and a bookshelf.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So, Andy, if you could put up the slide, that would be great. Thank you. So while Andy is doing that, before we get started, I would like to take a moment to offer our respects to the many lands on which we gather and to honor the traditional stewards of these lands. If you have a land acknowledgement as part of your personal practice, we invite you to share them with us as well. While land acknowledgement is a positive first step, it is also important to go beyond that, perhaps by asking yourself, how are we using our privilege to support Indigenous people and communities? And how are we giving back to the land that we are on? Thank you. So next slide, please, Andy. Thank you. So on the call, you would see our information right here. We already have done some introductions. There's an email for me. So that way, if you have any questions, you can communicate to our email as well right here. Thank you. So I'm going to pass it on to Amelia.
Okay, thanks, Big. So Big and I are working together to administer the In the Stacks program with support from the Mellon Foundation. We're going to try to get through as many questions as we can today, but please know that at any time you could email us, actually Big, email Big at our kongseng@tcg.org. You see it on the screen there, and we're going to get back to you as quickly as we possibly can. So today's call is designed to provide you with an overview of the In the Stacks program and to help you prepare your application. We understand that many of you may be applying for a TCG program for the first time, and we're going to do our very best to demystify and clarify the process. We're working to make applying to the program as streamlined as possible with a quick turnaround. Big, I'm going to pass it over to you to go over a few of the mechanics.
Thank you, Amelia. So today's call will last about 30 to 45 minutes, and we are recording for later viewing on TCG's website and YouTube as well. We may pause from time to time to respond to questions submitted to us. And so before we do that, you may not know about TCG's work. So we are going to start by talking about TCG's mission and values as it relates to this program. So next slide, please, Andy. So if you're not very familiar with what TCG does, so to give you some background about us, in 2021, TCG celebrated our 60th anniversary, and after a year-long strategic planning process, we crafted a reframed mission, and that is to lead for a just and thriving theater ecology with a commitment to centering Black, Indigenous, and people of color in our programs and services and partnerships. So when we say BIPOC, we are using the term BIPOC for solidarity purposes, representing a multiplicity of racial, ethnic, and cultural groups. We acknowledge that the term BIPOC is imperfect, not universally embraced by many who identify as people of color and or people of the global majority. And that language is in a constant state of reimagination and redefinition. So for reference, Black, Indigenous, and people of color represent over 80% of the global population. It is very possible that during the program period, the language may shift again. So since its founding in 1961, TCG constituency has grown from a handful of groundbreaking theaters to over 750 member theaters and affiliate organizations. And not only that, but also over 3,000 individual members. TCG reaches over 1 million students, audience members, and theater professionals each year through its programs and services. You can read more all about this, especially about our member benefits and services on our website under the membership tab. So I'll pass the mic back on to Amelia to go over TCG programs and services.
Thanks, Vic. And yeah, just to give you a little more context of how In the Stacks fits into all of our other programming and work, the core elements of our programs and services are network and knowledge building. We organize and produce a great many conferences and events. Over the summer, we had the Thrive Week celebrating and uplifting theaters of color. We've got coming up on the 9th of November to the 10th of November, Charge Up, which is a webinar series, and you can find more on that on our website. And our national conference is going to be taking place in Chicago, June 20th to the 22nd. We also do a great deal of surveys and research. We've surveyed the impact of COVID on our field. We had a recent Crisis and Chrysalis town hall on September 11th, talking about the state of theater today in this moment. Also, grant making is part of the core work that TCG does. And in addition to this program, we also administer the Fox Foundation Resident Actor Fellowships and the Thrive program for theaters of color. We have professional development opportunities like our Rising Leaders of Color and other types of professional development and affinity groups and gatherings for leaders in all areas of the field. Also, our national and global leadership and advocacy is something that might be important for you to know about. TCG works with our sister service organizations in other performing arts disciplines, and we co-founded the Performing Arts Alliance, which advocates for the arts on a national level. Also, TCG is the home of the U.S. Center of the International Theater Institute, ITI, and together with our friends at the Laboratory for Global Performance and Politics, we administer the ITI International Theater Institute Center for the U.S. And some of the main activities, including celebrating World Theater Day, which happens yearly on March 27th. Additionally, as part of our global advocacy work, the Climate Action Committee, it's an open circle community for all theater people who are committed to climate action and environmental justice. The community supports peer-driven learning, accountability, and action. And participants ask questions and share resources and take collective action, both within the theater sector and for our broader world. TCG is also the publisher of American Theater Magazine, the nation's only general circulation magazine devoted to theater. American Theater is available online and has also just returned to print, yay, after a several-year pause during the pandemic. The print magazine will now be available quarterly to TCG members and certainly for purchase separately, and every issue will feature the full text of a play script. The most recent edition that's hot off the presses, features a script for Ryan J. Haddad's Dark Disabled Stories. I'm going to pass the floor to Erin to talk about TCG Books.
Thank you, Amelia. So TCG Books is the largest independent trade publisher of dramatic literature in North America, and we were founded on the conviction that plays are literature and worthy of the same resources, respect, and critical attention as any other literary form. Our titles have a wide range from who's who of contemporary playwrights, as well as anthologies of culturally diverse plays and resource materials for theater professionals. So as a publisher of new plays and emerging playwrights, our objective is to bring new literary voices to public attention and to cultivate individual relationships with playwrights that nurture their careers. TCG Books currently has 20 Pulitzer Prize-winning plays in our catalog, as well as numerous Tony Award-winning plays and musicals, one winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature, as well as many Obie and Drama Desk Award winners. Our authors include Annie Baker, Nilo Cruz, Jackie Sibley's Drury, Larissa Fasthorse, Chiara Alegria Hudes, David Henry Wong, Brandon Jacobs Jenkins, Tony Kushner, Martina Mayock, Lynn Nottage, Susan Laurie Parks. Oh, this is a long list I've listed here. Sarah Rule, Heidi Schreck, Stephen Sondheim, Paula Vogel, August Wilson, and many more. We pride ourselves in taking a very author-centric approach to publishing, committing to our writers over the course of their careers and keeping their titles in print. And I will pass it now back to Big.
Thank you, Erin. And next slide, please, Andy. Thank you. So to that end, Erin has talked about what TCG Books program is, right? So the goal of this program is to increase access to dramatic literature for a significant number of individuals and emphasize the play as a rich and contemporary form of literature, as well as to more accurately reflect the diversity of contemporary writers included in drama collections. So this program, the In the Stacks program, is providing $25,000 in book credits to university and theater performing arts training programs, also to public lending libraries, as well as community centers based in the U.S. And when I say the U.S., that includes tribal nations and U.S. territories as well. This is to expand their drama collections with titles published by TCG Books. So 50 credits of $500 each will be awarded for purchasing and shipping books, or you can also use it for a subscription to the TCG Books Play Collection on Drama Online. A couple of notes here. So note that titles by other publishers, which are distributed by TCG, are not available for purchase using the credit. And also note that only public libraries and universities and colleges are eligible to use the book credits towards Drama Online access. Also, one last note, all of TCG's grant programs are living and breathing programs. What does that mean, right? It means that we are constantly evaluating their impact on the field, and we make course adjustments whenever necessary. So Amelia, could you take us through eligibility? And next slide, please.
Sure. Thank you, Big. Thank you, Andy, for getting these slides going here. So this program, the In Stacks program, is open to the following U.S.-based organizations, and as Big mentioned, including tribal nations and U.S. territories. You can see on the screen there, I won't necessarily read it all, but who the eligible folks are for the book credits. Priority will be given to applicants whose total users are comprised of at least 60% of users in either one or the following groups listed below or in combination. And I will read this out too. Black, Indigenous, and all people of color, BIPOC communities, LGBTQ+ communities, especially those who are primarily transgender and gender nonconforming communities, which is TGNC, disability communities, rural communities, communities adversely affected by persistent poverty or inequality. And for more information about specifically rural communities and communities adversely affected by persistent poverty or inequality, you'll see a little bit more detail on our FAQs, our frequently asked questions section. So in addition, evaluation of the applications will consider the applicant's plans for displaying, promoting, and circulating the books. We want to get those books in hands. Potential for the book credit to expand and enhance their existing collection with TCG Books. To note, applications will be reviewed by TCG staff, and the selection of recipients is going to be based on the criteria. So Erin, I think you're going to take us into fulfillment, and I think we're going to go to the next slide, Andy.
Perfect. Thank you. Yes, so I'll just give a little bit more details about how the book credits may be used. So recipients of the credits may choose one of two options, either to use the credit to order physical TCG book up to $500 worth of books, including shipping costs from the entire TCG catalog, or you can use the list of staff picks that we have available. Or you can use the credit for access to the TCG Books Play Collection on Drama Online. And Big noted this earlier, but I just want to say again that at this time, only public libraries, universities, and colleges are eligible to use the book credits towards Drama Online access. So other kinds of organizations who are awarded the credit should select the option for physical print books. And just to note for you, the TCG staff picks, we have curated several lists of recommended titles sorted into categories like drama essentials, titles by BIPOC authors, titles by LGBTQIA+ authors, Pulitzer Prize winners, and more. If you would like some recommendations and a place to start, but as I said, these are just recommendations. They don't encompass the entirety of the TCG Books catalog. That full catalog can be viewed on our Indie Pubs online bookstore. TCG can also provide organizations who are awarded a book credit with a spreadsheet of all available TCG titles, including pricing and ISBNs to help you make your selections. So that is for print books. For those who are unfamiliar with Drama Online, it is an award-winning digital library created by Bloomsbury as a response to the need for a high-quality online research tool for drama and literature students, professors, and teachers. The TCG Books Play Collection on Drama Online currently features 201 titles published by TCG, and you can explore the collection on their site to view the full list of titles. Our collection on Drama Online is available via either an annual subscription or their perpetual access model. The pricing does vary depending on which model you choose and the size of your organization, but we've included a pricing chart in the FAQ for In the Stacks on the TCG website, so you can easily look and see where your organization would fit in and what pricing would apply for you. And I do want to note that if the $500 credit does not cover the full price of a subscription for your organization, the credit could be applied to your purchase and your organization would be responsible for the balance, or you could simply opt to instead use the credit for physical books. It's totally up to you. And again, there are further details on Drama Online in our FAQ for In the Stacks, their site. I would also recommend taking a look at their site just to see fully what they have to offer, because they also answer a lot of questions there. And now I'll pass it back to Amelia.
Great, thanks, Erin. Andy, if we could get the timeline slide, and that's the next one up. Great. Fab, thank you. So you'll see here that the deadline is Friday, December 8th, this calendar year, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So please note the time zone there. We're going to notify all who apply by Friday, December 15th. The earliest date book credits can be used is Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. And as Erin mentioned, we're happy to help you sort through how to use those book credits if it's at all confusing to you. And then the latest date that book credits can be used is Friday, May the 31st, 2024. So there is a finite time period to be able to use the book credits. Passing it back over to Big.
Thank you. And next slide, please. So how do you apply, right? To apply, you must submit the application form through the TCG online application portal only. It goes without saying that applications must be developed and submitted by the applicant. And a note that do not get caught up in grant speak or writing what you think we want to hear. Try to let your personal voice come through. The panelists, the selection team will likely not know you or your work. So it's important for them to have a clear sense of who you are and your organization as well. And for your convenience, we've provided a list of the application questions. So please note that this list that we are providing is not the application form itself. It is designed only to assist applicants in navigating the application portal with ease, preventing the need to toggle between pages during the application preparation process. So when you go to this list, you would see there are questions around the following topics. So the application form would ask for info about your organization, about your lead contact person, about the user information and your services, your book collection, and the fulfillment method if awarded. Also some additional questions. So you would see that most of the application form is asking for a short answer. So there's only one narrative question. So that way, we're trying to minimize the amount of time you have to prepare for the application as well. Again, the application materials must be submitted via the TCG online application portal only. And for easy access, the online portal is basically a Google form. And the rest of the application form would ask for information I mentioned earlier. That being said, we acknowledge that providing precise numbers may be challenging, especially if you don't have them readily available or you don't have easy access to your organization's big data. For example, information about numbers about your users, numbers about your book collection. So we'll say this, rough estimates are more helpful than having no information at all. So we encourage you to do your best in providing these figures. And after you review and submit the application, you will receive a confirmation email. So please save this email as proof of your application. If you do not receive it within an hour, please contact me again at gongseng@tcg.org. And my contact is also available at the end of this session and also on the website as well. And so next slide, please, and I'll pass on to Amelia.
Great. Thank you, Big. And one thing actually just to uplift for you all watching the info session here, as is our general practice for all of TCG's grant programs, that we do reach out to folks in the community that would be potential applicants to get feedback. So particularly for this program, we reached out to folks at libraries and they gave us a lot of good counsel and advice and brought up questions that we needed to find answers to. So I do want to underscore that this is a living, breathing program. It's the first time we're offering this. And so we look forward to you, your application, and also sending us feedback and questions. We do hope that this has been helpful for you. And again, reach out. Big's info is right there on the screen. And also help us spread the news of this scholarship program. Share it on your social or through other circles of people that you know. And I think that's it from us on this end. Big?
Thank you, everybody. So if you have any questions, like Amelia mentioned, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you and have a good day.
Great. Bye.